So then we're on to point 8 in terms of course delivery, and you have to choose your delivery mechanism or platform. And there are a couple of options. The first one is to deliver the course by email. So people pay in advance and you email them 6 videos over 6 days or 6 weeks. It's a little bit less automated, and they can't do the course any quicker than you allow them, if you like. They can't, you know, if they want to get it done any quicker, they have to wait the 6 weeks, and so on and so forth. But it is an option, and it's an option that you could consider, you know, for your first course without, for example, using a learning management system. Now, I'll be showing you Thinkific. It's easy to use, it's free, bar a little bit of commission, so it's not the cost that would be the deciding factor in using a learning management system. But some people quite successfully deliver courses by email. It might be a smaller group, it might be a bit more manual, etc., but it's possible. You can have fixed dates and then you have a launch. So you can say, we're launching on the 1st of December, and you'll get an email every Tuesday for the next 4 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever it might be. Okay? Or it can also be as people register. So you preload Aweber with the 6 videos. And they will get them 7 days after the first day that they register. So if they register on a Sunday, they're going to get the video every Sunday. Or you can set it, they can register whatever day they want, but they're going to get the video on a Tuesday. It's totally up to you. But you can automate the delivery via email using something like Aweber, which you may buy anyway for to use as your email autoresponder. So it is an option. And there's manual registration then, of course. The other option, well, the second option, is 24/7 access. So you pre-record the course, you put it up in a learning management system, which we'll look at in detail. You have a launch date and a close date, or you can have a launch date and open-ended. So I'll explain the difference between the two. The launch date with the close date has urgency and scarcity built in, which is a good sales technique. So it's only going to be available from this date to this date. It makes people, or at least increases the chances of them completing the course. I've had people buying the open-ended course, and for months they didn't even look at it. There was no urgency. There was no end date. So they could do it whenever they wanted, and when you can do something whenever you want, sometimes, depending on what it is, of course, when it comes to something like this, you might be less likely to do it. So the best practice that's beginning to establish itself in online learning is a set period of time or set dates. You have 90 days to complete this course. You have 30 days to complete this course, whatever it might be. And with Thinkific and other systems, you can set that they have 30 days access to this material from the day they buy it. And there's a whole range of reasons. I give pharmacists 12 months access to the Facebook course, and had 2 or 3, I see I'm running out, can you give me another month or 2? And I felt like saying, so you can put it on an even longer finger? So, they had 12 months access and never did it. So you have to, if you want to increase the amount of people that complete it, people who buy it and don't do it, while you do get the money, you're not going to get them to give you good testimonials or any testimonial. In fact, the course is probably going to get the blame for it not being completed as opposed to the person. Did you buy Johnny's course? Yes. What was it like? Never got around to doing it. It's kind of, and to the other person it's like it mustn't have been worth doing. But the reality is they just didn't do it. So the psychology of it is put a bit of urgency under them, so to speak, by saying it's over in 30 days or you have 30 days access. Does that make sense? Okay. So if it's a membership type course where it is open-ended because it's changing quite a lot and there's always new stuff to be added, like perhaps online learning, it could be open-ended and it's a membership type scenario where they're paying a subscription to get all they can eat when it's there. So if something better comes out than some of these services I've mentioned, I'd want to put that in and take something out. And by you paying the subscription, you always know that anytime you log on, you're getting the latest and greatest material. And subscription works in that scenario because it's open-ended. So the other option then is paid webinars, and we'll be covering webinars in detail, which is a webinar is basically an online seminar. You're just broadcasting out to the world what you're actually delivering. So what I love about webinars, but we'll cover in detail, is they're online learning without even knowing it if they've never done an online course before. So you can have paid webinars. The webinar system that I use is Webinar Jam. It allows you to charge. So you can say, I'm delivering 6 half-hour modules over the next 6 weeks at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday from 6 to 6:30. You need to pay to get access, and I'm going to deliver the course, and you have to show up then and do it. You might even say no recording available. If you're interested in doing this course, you'll show up like you did today. So that's what you're saying to your students. Now, of course, you can record it as well, and it's built into the Webinar Jam system. But you could charge for webinars. You just call them courses, because the expectation with webinars is that they're free. The other option then is to put your course up on an online learning marketplace. Kind of the eBay, if you like, or the Amazon of courses is, well, one of the big ones is Udemy. 3 million students, 4 million visitors per month. There's a course on Udemy which is free on how to create an online course, but it has a Udemy bias. The big challenge with Udemy is you cannot control the promotions that they do. Okay? Anybody familiar or have used or completed a course on Udemy? Okay. So really, really great service. The mobile side of it, I mean, the ability to do a course on your phone via Udemy and on the iPad, very, very good. It's a great service. But if they decide today that your course, they're going to do a promotion because it's all about giving value to their users, and one way they do that is cut price. So you might have a $500 course on Udemy, and they'll put it out to their audience for $10 with a set time period, of course. You've no control over that. Now, what a lot of people use Udemy for is because they've got so much traffic, they put a light version or even a free version of their course up there to try and build an audience. But you cannot or do not get the email addresses of the people that have done it. So you cannot market to them. You have to talk to them individually. But some people have sold and made tens, even hundreds of thousands on Udemy. But people are beginning, that's why Fedora or use Fedora and Thinkific and other such services are beginning to come out. It's because people do not like the lack of control that they have with putting your course on Udemy, the lack of control of the price and promotion. So you might put a light version up there and see would you get, build traction, but you don't get their email address.